Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. My name is Melissa, and in today's video we are going to be setting up my budget and debt tracker pages for January 2024 in my monthly layout. So with that being said, let's just jump right into it. So the stickers that I'm going to be using here to set up my budget and debt tracker pages, I'm going to be pulling from my Ceremony Stickers disc storage album, and those stickers are going to be my thin and thick washi strip here, my budget and debt tracker stickers. So I do believe these came from a kit that I ordered from, and as I always say, anything that I showcase or use sticker-wise, tool-wise, or anything like that will always be linked down in the description box below for your reference. There's also some other really good reference material or information in that description box for you as well. And if there's something that's not listed in the description box that you have a question on, please feel free to comment and leave me a comment and everything. I'm really good about getting back to you guys, and I absolutely love hearing from you guys. So alongside those budget and debt tracker stickers with the thick and thin washi strips, I'm also going to be pulling in boxes here from my Mojo Dojo Plans Her Foiled Rainbow Boxes sticker book. Now, if this is still available and everything like that, or if there's an active page for it, I will have it also linked down in the description box for your reference. So we are also lastly going to be pulling in these two thin or skinny washi tapes. I do believe these came from an older Happy Planner washi tape set, and I don't believe that they are still available, but we're going to be using up things in our stash as well, because it's always good to use supplies that you have already, purchased and everything like that, instead of constantly just using new supplies. I love using a combination of new with old, or sometimes just older supplies, just to make sure that I'm really fully utilizing and using all the supplies that I've purchased, and putting my money to good use and everything. So with that said, let's zoom on in and get started with setting this up. In setting up first my budget tracker page and everything, I'm going to start off with using my thick and thin washi strips here from Ceremony Stickers. So we're going to be pulling in this really beautiful thick one, and we're going to come up to our very edge of the page. And I apologize, I ripped my nail polish off, so we're missing one, but it's all right. So I'm going to take this and I'm just going to simply line this up with the corner and the edge of the page. And I'm just going to lay this out nice and smoothly at the top of the page to the best of my ability, just smoothing it really nicely on top. Okay? And then next, I am going to be coming in and pulling up my income type strip. I'm going to leave one space here so I can start off by using that for listing my starting balance. And then I'm going to take my income type strip here, and we're going to lay that right there, just like so. And then let's see here, for the month of January, we get paid 2 times, but I'm also leaving a third line blank for like miscellaneous kind of payments or anything like that, or income that I have that I just did not account for. So next we're going to pull up our total income strip. We're going to count down 3 places and then lay this down. Smoothing it just like that. I absolutely love these stickers. I think they do really, really well, especially with the Happy Planner. I know she personally has designed these to fit the 7x9 Erin Condren, but these fit really nicely also in the 7x9 or classic size of the Happy Planner. So just letting you guys know that. Okay, so after we have our total income stripped down, I'm thinking I kind of want to use, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to pull up this thin washi here. And we're going to place this right underneath and smoothing that down just right down this page, just like so, okay? And then the next thing we're gonna be lifting up here and inserting is gonna be our fixed expenses strip. I always like to put my fixed expenses on the left side of my budget, just because there's a little bit more than them, and it just works really, really well for me. Okay, now for this one, I need about 12 spaces, but I am going to leave a 13th one down for any kind of unbudgeted, auto payment or anything that I happen to forget, or I also use that last one for anything unbudgeted that just obviously is unbudgeted for. So it's unbudgeted, but then it will still be budgeted and counted into the budget tracker. So I hope that makes sense. All right, so next we're going to be pulling up the total fixed expenses, and we're going to count down 13 spaces. And then leaving the total one right here. Okay. And then next we're going to come over here and lifting up our variable expenses. And we're going to turn our page this way. And this way I can take the variable expenses, lining up with the very edge and bottom underneath that washi strip that we laid down. And then just having it really line up across the page really nicely. And then therefore creating a natural space here between the fixed and variable expenses. Okay. And then my variable expenses, I only have 3. So I'm going to count down 3 spaces. And then eyeballing this to kind of line up with where I had laid it down previous one. Doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, just do your best. And then I just smooth that down on the page, okay? And then this section here is going to be what I like to refer to as my weekly check-ins, okay? So I'm gonna list, like the different weeks. I like to go Monday through Sunday and then listing the balance there for every week, just to make sure that I'm staying absolutely on track with my budgeting for everything, okay? So I am going to leave that space right there for now. And then I'm going to bring in this lovely washi tape here. I think this is absolutely really cute and pretty. And we're going to take this and we're going to lay it down underneath this fixed total expenses box here. And it doesn't have to be absolutely up against that total expense. I kind of like to lay it to where it's like in the middle between the 2 lines there. Okay. I'm just smoothing that across. Then of course you're going to bring into your washi cutter and just kind of eyeballing where, it dropped or cut off at the top parts. You're going to cut it off right there. Okay. And then I am going to leave 2 spaces here for listing any kind of monthly subscriptions that I have that I want to keep track of. And then I'm going to pull my total potential and actual savings strip. I'm going to place that at the very bottom up against that very last line on the page. Okay, and just smoothing that right on across. All right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to bring in our ruler. Oh, actually before that, sorry, I forgot. I want to also take this pink skinny washi, and I am wanting to add just a little bit of extra flair and color here to the top. Just kind of overlapping, just to kind of fill in the gap a little bit between the thick washi strip that we laid down and the top line there, just to kind of make sure that it all just really looks nice, All right, and then aligning this up with the thick washi, we are going to take that and trim it off really nice and neat like that, okay? And now you can see how the budget tracker is really coming together, still staying very, very functional, but adding some really pretty, just like little touches of decor and decoration, everything like that, just to make everything a little nicer. Okay, so now we're gonna bring in our erasable gel pens. I absolutely love these pens. They are erasable, and sometimes that is a really great thing because with me, I can, sometimes make mistakes. And so it's really nice that it's erasable. Okay, so we're going to focus here on the income type to begin with. And here, we're just going to write out the 2 pay dates that I get paid here in January. So we're just going to write here 1/12. See, I'm already making a mistake here. I don't want to put the year, I just want to put the date. So 1/12, and then I just write paycheck. Okay, and then we're going to write 1/26. And then miscellaneous abbreviated. Okay, and then next we are going to come down here to our fixed expenses. Well, actually, before we do that, I'm just going to write in here, like I said, starting balance. I always love to have my starting balance obviously at the very top. And then right in here, after the weekly check-in section, we're also going to have our remaining, all right? We're not entering that in just quite yet. So coming back down to the fixed expenses, we're just going to go on down here and listing out our fixed expenses. Okay, so as you notice, I did count down one extra one. So I'm going to see if I can lift up these two strips here. Sometimes do that where I just miscounted for whatever reason. So what is nice about Ceremony Stickers is her quality of stickers. You can pretty much lift it up and reposition, which is so nice. Okay, I'm going to see if I can save this washi tape. And if I can't, that's all right. I can just lay down. Actually, this is going to... Okay, so this is going to curl up way too much. So I'm just going to minimize the damage here to my page. All right. Now, see, if this happens to you, what I can recommend is I would probably take just a little bit of glue. Okay. You very carefully move that page over using the edge of your glue stick just to kind of lay a little glue there down on that area, and then gently smooth out that torn area down as much as you can really nicely, and then just like that. Okay, so it's not going to be absolutely perfect, but it is a little quick fix that it does make a little difference for you guys. Okay, so just showing you in real time how this can happen. If you happen to have, you know, a mistake that happened just like I had right now, just showing you a quick and easy way on how you can kind of go about fixing it as much as you can. Okay, so now we're going to come back here with that washi tape, and we're just going to take this down right above and smoothing it out. And so, you just, you're rolling with punches. Things happen, mistakes happen. So just don't let it get to you and everything. Just do your best, and work with it. And then you can just fix the mistake, just like that. All right. And look, no harm, no foul. And the budget tracker still looks beautiful and very functional. And that is what, my friends, we are mainly focusing on with our budget tracker, is we absolutely need it to be functional for us to stay on track. Okay. So now that we have recapped with laying down our fixed expenses, we're going to come over here to our variable expenses and then just list those out. Okay, now we're going to come over to, actually, we're going to lay our lines down. So I'm going to bring my ruler in, and I'm going to come over here to my fixed expenses first, and I'm just going to eyeball it right there where I'm kind of lining up where the total box is for it. And I'm just going to draw my line down. And then coming up here to the income type, again, lining up my ruler where that estimated total box is. We're going to draw our line there, putting this here for the actual, doing the same thing for the plus or minus category. Okay, and then we are going to come over here to the variable expenses, and I am just going to draw a line here for that section, and then we're going to draw a line down for, okay, so I want to have 1, 2, 3, 4 for my check-in section. And then leave the line there. And then we're going to come over here to our variable expenses, and we're going to take this box or this line down for our budget. And then the actual is going to carry through on down to where we end up on that fourth line of our weekly check-in. And then cutting off here for the plus minus of that variable expenses. All right. So now that we see where we're going to end pretty much here for our weekly check-in, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start filling this in for the weeks for the check-in first. So meaning what I like to do is I like to look at my calendar and I like to go from the Monday through Sunday. And since January 1st of 2024 starts on Monday the 1st, we are going to write in 1, 1 through 1, 7, 24. And then we're going to go 1, 8 through 1, 14, 24, 1, 15 through 1, 21, 24, 1, 22 through 1, 28, 24. And seeing this is why I didn't absolutely lay down my washi strip, because we actually need another line here. So we're just going to simply add an extra line. And then we're going to finish off for the month. So it's going to be 129, 131, 24. All right. And so now that we have our weekly check-ins all listed in, we're going to come over here. We're just going to write weekly check-ins. All right. Now I'm going to come over here with this pink strip, or pink striped washi tape, and I'm going to lay that down right here. So it's going to be a division between my weekly check-in, where I'm also going to list like my remaining balance information. So I'm going to lift that up and then trim that washi tape right there. And just look how nice this is, you know, just really, really nice. All right. And so now I'm just going to write remaining. And we're going to lay a little box there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come through with my pen and I'm just going to put all the dollar signs where they need to be. So I'll be right back. Now that I'm back, I'm going to just draw in some dotted lines here. So like I said, I just like to have a couple different, category sections where I can lay down or write out my monthly subscriptions. And then I'll lay down a box here for listing the totals of all my monthly subscriptions. And I like to do that because if there's like a tight month or anything like that, or if I'm just seeing that I'm just really not utilizing a monthly subscription and I see the amount, I'm like, let's just cancel and get rid of it, So it's a good way to kind of keep track of your monthly subscriptions that way. All right. So now that we have everything laid down, we are going to bring in our Mojo Jojo plans, and we are going to flip over. And I think I want to use the pink boxes. And I think I want to focus on more of like the champagne color if we can, if we have enough of the skinny boxes left over. And I don't know if we are. Oop, maybe we will. Okay. So I'm going to flip over here to this page here. So we have a champagne colored skinny appointment header box. I'm going to lift that up and then I'm going to flip these over. Flip this over to the page that we have a few more available to us. And I'm going to take this one, flipping my page around here, and I'm going to lay this down here against that washi strip or the washi tape and with the edge, just like that. Really nice. Okay. And then I'm going to lift this one and we're going to kind of do the same thing. I'm going to take this and lay it just right above the total box where the total actual savings box is listed. All right. And that, my friends, is how we are setting up our budget tracker page for our budget and debt tracker pages following after the weekly spreads of our monthly layout. All right, so let's jump on in and set up our debt tracker page. Okay, now we have our debt trackers page, and we're going to start off by flipping it around and then using that same thick washi. We're going to lift that up and we're going to flip it around, and we're going to do the same thing with lining it up with the corner and the edge of the page as best we can. All right, and then you're just going to smooth it out onto your page towards the top as best you can, really nicely. All right, we're going to flip it around, and then we are going to take the debt tracker or the debt listing row. We're going to lift that up, and I'm actually sorry, I forget the debt page. I need to keep it this way. All right, so we're going to go with the end of it. We're going to line it up right with the, I'm going to keep it with that first full line and then just lay it down there. Okay, there we go. And then for this one, I typically had to write down, let's see, I need 8 lines. Okay, now that we have this section, I'm going to be bringing in, I think I'm going to be bringing in this skinny washi, and I need to count down 8 lines. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Seeing if I can unravel that just a little bit. And then we're going to lay this down on line 9, right in between those lines just a little bit. Smoothing it on down the page. And again, with our washi cutter, just kind of eyeballing it where we cut, previously up above. All right. All right, now we're going to bring in our total strip. And for this one, I am going to count down 2 lines and then laying my total strip there. Okay, and then next we are going to be bringing in this pink striped washi tape. And I'm going to lay that down right up against that total strip line, right on down across the page. Smoothing it out. And then again with our washi cutter, we're going to trim it right where the edge of that total strip is, okay? And then we're going to also bring this same skinny pink stripe, and we're going to fill in that little section where it's just a little blank between our debt, title strip and our thick washi, just so it kind of fills it in really nicely, and it adds just like that extra little pop of pink, So again, we're just going to trim that with our washi cutter. And look how nice that looks. Okay, so now what we're going to do is, if you're looking at the debt tracker and you're like, Melissa, why are you listing your debts? Then you have these 2 random spaces, and then you have your totals. Well, my return viewers and my subscribers know the reason why I do this is because I kind of trick my mind into looking at first my debts. This section here is where I list out all of my accomplishments of all of the debts and everything that I have paid off. And I like to do that because as my eye is trailing down the page where I'm looking at the debts that are still owed and their amounts, I'm looking at the accomplishments I made, and then I'm looking at the totals or the remaining new balances for what I still need to pay off on those debts up above. But by breaking the listed debts up with the totals by listing out my accomplishments, in some kind of weird way, it kind of helps me focus on, I'm doing such a great job. Look at the accomplishments that I'm making. Look at how many debts I've paid off and everything. Keep this momentum going. So for me, it's just a quick and kind of easy kind of manipulation in my mind kind of way of giving myself a pat on the back. But it's also a very quick and easy way that it fuels me to keep going with the progress I'm making, because I want to see this will be filled up, and then as I've filled up this, I'm going to need more lines because I've paid off more debts. So the more I see this box grow, and then I see my new totals for my debts paid off, oh my gosh, it is such an amazing refueling, refocusing kind of sense of ownership and pride and accomplishment that it really, I don't know how more else to explain it. It just really fuels me into staying focused on my goals and paying down that debt. So that's why I kind of set up my debt tracker in that way for myself. So maybe it could help you, So I'm just sharing with you guys on some like little tips and tricks of things that kind of help me in keeping a simple debt tracker, kind of set up, really basic and, easily set up, but having a couple of different tips and tricks and kind of helping you, stay focused on your own debt tracker or your own debt progress, kind of thing. If that's part of your resolution or a goal of yours, maybe it could help you in your own, debt tracking kind of setup. So with all that said, now that we have that all set up, I am going to be bringing in, let's see here. Let's start off with bringing in our boxes from Mojo Jojo Plans. And so again, we're going to stay within those champagne colors. And so I'm going to flip over to this page here. And I am going to be using these two thin, appointment headers. I'm going to flip my page around again. And I'm going to line these up right up against that skinny washi. Well, actually, no, I'm going to take it just overlapping a little bit. So it's going to be lined up with the edge of the page and also with the bottom line right here, okay? And then I'm going to be bringing a second one, and we're going to lay that one just right next to it. So you can see how I'm overlapping that washi tape that we laid down just a little bit, but we're mainly lining it up with this bottom line here, okay? And now I'm needing a kind of medium-sized box, so I'm going to use this size here. And that is all. Well, I'm going to need one more box here. But what we're going to do here is I'm going to bring this one, flipping my page this way. I'm going to line this up here with that same line, and that will overlap the skinny washi just a little bit or fully, whatever. But anyways, I like to use this box there. And I am going to be pulling in one more box, but not quite yet. So what we're going to do now is we're going to bring in our ruler and we're going to start drawing our lines in here. So we're going to draw our line here for our beginning column. And then our paid column. And again, I'm kind of lining up my ruler with where the total box is for each column. And then interest. And then the ending. Okay, and then I'm going to come down here on the page and I'm going to draw a line here from this top box all the way down, and then right between these two boxes all the way down. Okay, and then I'm going to be bringing in this blue again, and I'm just going to kind of eyeball it there, just laying it down right across the page, smoothing it out, and then cutting it right there. And then we're going to pop back over to our Mojo Jojo Plans, back to those champagne colors again. Let's see. I think I used up all my skinny champagne boxes. Oh no! Okay, let's see. What other color could we do? Maybe like a blue? Yeah, let's do a blue one. Okay, so I'm just going to flip over here to the blue, and I'm going to pull up, I think, yeah, I want to pull the lighter color foil. So we're going to pull that one up. And we are going to flip our page around again. And I'm going to lay this down. Let's see. Oh yeah, we have plenty. Okay. So I'm going to lay this one down right here. Just like so. So then this will be the total. All right, now what we're going to do is I'm going to write in for this section. This is going to be for promotion and summaries. Notes. So this is the section where I like to write down like little summaries or notes or anything like that. Of like, say you have like a balance transfer or there's any kind of notes or summaries that you want pertaining to your debt and everything. I keep it or I write it down here in this section. All right. And so next we're going to come over here, and then in this box it's going to be for listing the creditor names. And then this is going to be the minimum due for each. Okay, so now lastly, we're going to come through and we are just going to put our dollar signs here on the start of every single line, including our total boxes. Okay, so now you can see here we have our debt tracker all set up. And so let's go ahead and pop this over with our, or take a look with this next to our budget tracker. Okay, now that we have our budget and debt tracker side by side, I need to also be bringing in our budget here title. We're just going to lift that up. And we're just going to lay that on here. Just kind of eyeballing it, centering it right there on that thick washi. And then I'm going to be doing the same thing here with our debt tracker title. And laying that down just like so. Okay, and you can see how really nice and pretty this really sets it up really nicely, you know, for your budget and debt trackers. Now to tie these guys in a little bit more with like my monthly spread and every other kind of like decoration that I've pulled up, let's pull in some little decorative pieces or stickers, just maybe one or two, you know, just to kind of tie things in a little bit more. And the sticker book that we're going to be using is we're going to be pulling in from Hello Winter from Live Love Posh. So if you've seen my previous setups and everything, and if you haven't, I'll have them listed down in the description box for you. We're going to be pulling in some stickers here from, I think, the New Year's kind of little stickers that she has listed in here and designed up. And I think these will be a really perfect touch just to kind of summarize that it's a brand new year and just, you know, different things to celebrate. So what I do want to do is I want to pull up this Happy New Year sticker right up here at the top. And I'm going to be pulling from the paper backed stickers. And I'm going to be bringing this Happy New Year. And I think I want to list it kind of like, yeah, I'm going to lay that down right here. Just like so, really nice, okay? And then I think I want to bring in this cluster of cupcakes, because if I haven't already said it to you guys enough, January is my birthday month, and so I want to bring in a little bit more like that birthday flair into even my budget and debt tracker pages. You know, why not? It's my birthday month. I can do what I want, as I like to say. All right. And then I'm also going to be bringing in this really cute little box present. And I want to lay that down right here. And let's see, let's bring in the little party hat that we have here. Maybe lay that right there. And then I also want to bring in this like little glass to use for like maybe some champagne. And we can just simply lay that right there on a slight angle. And then last but not least, I think I want to be bringing in this cute, like, cool mask. I think that's really cool. So we're going to bring that in for a little bit of extra decorative flair, if you will, and lay that down. And that still gives us space over here in our debt tracker to lay down a little bit of notes or anything like that pertaining to our debts. So here are our 2 pages together. And let's pop it in our Franken planner. Okay, we'll have our Franken planner here. We're going to pop it on in. flip that page over, and this, my friends, is how we have set up our budget and debt trackers for January 2024, utilizing the 2 note pages after the 4 days or the 4 pages of the daily tasks that I used for my weekly spreads here in the monthly layout from Happy Planner. So as you can see, we have a really, basic, really concise, budget tracker already set up here, very functional for everything that we need to keep track of and everything, with putting in some really fun, colors and decorative touches and everything just to keep it interesting. And doing the same thing over here on our debt tracker page, again, keeping it very functional with the things that we need to focus on, and then just bringing in some really beautiful colors just to kind of make the planning system a little bit that much more fun, when you're dealing with finances. So I hope you found this video helpful, guys, and maybe some tips and tricks on how you might implement them into your own budget and debt tracking systems and your planner system. And hey, like I always say, if you already have a very good working budget and debt tracking system already set up for you that works absolutely well, do not change it. Keep it going, because if it's not broke, don't fix it. I just happen to like to share with you guys on how I like to set up my budget and debt trackers, just in case maybe 1 or 2 pieces might be a little bit helpful, especially if you have a current budget or debt tracking system that might not be fully working for you. Maybe trying out 1 or 2 of these little tips could help you even better with tracking your finances and everything. So if you happen to like this video, remember to hit the like button for you before you leave. Consider subscribing to the channel if you have not. It is completely 100% free. Remember to turn that bell notification on. That way you're notified of all my future and upcoming videos. And my friends, wherever you are in the world, I hope you are doing well. And please remember, take care of yourselves, be kind, spread some love, and as always, I'll catch you guys in the next one.